Good afternoon. Today we will present the co-workers, a young entrepreneur in his dream of exporting avocado to the U.S. A collaboration work between the University of Colima and the University of Buffalo. For the first analysis, we have the areas opportunity. So, Luis, you already have the land where the avocado will be cultivated, so that is a good thing because sometimes it might be a challenge to get the land because of the location and profit. And also you are going to work with experiment people through all the process of the business, so this will help you to get profits. For the challenges, for the first challenge, we have that the most experiment people in this industry are the ones who get better results, but that's why we'll be present the different options in the global and national in avocado industry. And the last challenge is that exporting to the United States is not an option because of the legal restrictions of avocado.
As an overview of the industry, we had that first in the national aspects, there's a steady and growing demand for avocado, and there's also government support. So these are good advantages. These are advantages for your business in the national market that you could take advantage of. And there's also steady prices in the international market. They don't vary that much. And here's the production of avocado in Mexico. Also, these are the main exporters. First is main importers. First is USA, then France, Spain, Japan, and Belgium. These are alternative markets to export avocado. And also, there's higher profitability in the national market and a higher quality standard. In the international market, there is a disadvantage that there are stricter regulations, and as an advantage, there's a growing market.
So, Luis, we have seen how your business and the first challenges and first opportunities you're gonna face. But going into a deeper look, we've seen that almost everyone that produces avocado, they normally have a high success rate. It is a high profitability business, and you're at a point in your business where you haven't even started. So there's also a lot of room for adjustment. Yeah, there are some legal restrictions you weren't aware of, but there's plenty of other areas of opportunities where you can exploit your business. And we're going to look at some of these alternatives now.
So due to the fact that there are legal barriers between Colima and the U.S., Luis is not going to be able to export his avocados from Colima to the U.S. So because of that, we had to come up with some alternatives as to what he could do for his business.
Okay, so one of the alternatives from moving to Colima to Michoacan, because with Michoacan, that's the only Mexican state where they can legally distribute from Mexico these avocados to the U.S. All the other Mexican states, they're unable to do that. So if we were to still stick with marketing to the U.S., they'd have to move the whole farm to Michoacan. So then it comes to where in the U.S. they would decide to market. And I think the U.S. as a whole would be way too large because Luis is a startup business. Even a certain region might be too large going commercially. So I think it would be best to start with a specific city and then kind of branch out from there if things are working out in that city, because it would be very direct and specific. So after reviewing the Haas Avocado Board, I found out New York City has a 66.4% increase in sales. And that's the largest increase out of any of the cities within the U.S. And Boston, being the second largest increase in sales, is 53.7%. So with these findings, we believe that New York City would be the best city to market in.
Our second option is because Luis already has land purchased in Colima, Another option that he could potentially go for is exporting to other countries. One example of another country that would be very promising is the Netherlands. The Netherlands is the second highest importer of avocados in the world. Also, Mexico has an FTA with the Netherlands that gives Mexico access to their market with no restrictions as long as the product is approved. So all he would have to do is get his product approved and get his papers in order, and he would have no problems exporting to the Netherlands.
In conclusion, we believe the best option for Luis is to remain in Colima. This is because when he's in Colima, he'll be able to sell to both the states in Mexico and also export to the Netherlands, since there are no trade restrictions between the Netherlands and Mexico. The benefits of remaining in Colima is that Netherlands is the second most largest imports of avocado, so he'll be still gaining a profit if he were to choose to export there. And by remaining in Colima, he won't have to waste any funds to transfer to Michoacan and start a new industry and farm there. And with these new funds, he can remain with his family and profit from that. Since he also mentioned that he recently got married, he'll be closer to his new married family, and he won't have to uproot the relationship between them. The only possible downfall of remaining in Colombia is that he won't be able to go his original plan of wanting to export to the United States. However, remaining in Colima and exporting to Netherlands and selling avocados to other states is also a really good option for him.